last year, I put myself back into a situation to where if I'm not live, I'm dead. I was making good money, but I was trading my future and the overall ownership of my brand for the immediate pay. And to be honest, it was all in a place that I just don't really trust.
Yeah, uppercut, punches got him busting up. Potion in his double cup, liquor got him buttered up. Yeah, shitting on my competition. Every track is like I got bubble guts. Fast life, buckle up. Yeah.
Okay, long time no see. All right, so we just finished quarter one of the year. It was a massive move for me, for anybody that's new here or hasn't caught up with the Building in Public series, trying to transition into creating a real creative business moving forward, something that can last for years to come, something that provides sustainability for what I do. So today I want to talk about my experiences in quarter one of the year, the good, the bad, the ugly, and I want to bring you guys in some of my expectations for quarter two, like real goals from both a content creator perspective, like what I actually want to shoot for this quarter, and also the business side. But before talking about all of that, it's good to remind everybody the problem that I was in, because the whole point of documenting this and bringing you guys behind the scenes is because this is what a lot of content creators and streamers do. They get themselves into situations like I was in. Mid last year, I put myself back into a situation to where if I'm not live, I'm dead. I was making good money, but I was trading my future and the overall ownership of my brand for the immediate pay. And to be honest, it was all in a place that I just don't really trust. So the goal overall, which was risky, was to stream less, which will obviously make me less money, but put me into a position to be more active on the other stuff, get myself back out there, and essentially own my brand across the board, get the other platforms monetizing more, get back in the habit of brand deals, and also other ways to monetize myself, for example, through the products that I've been launching on my website. That was actually a huge goal of mine coming into the first quarter of the year, was getting my website up and running again. Because I've had it for the last few years, but I haven't taken it serious at all. The traffic, the monetization, the updates, it was so behind. I would say, honestly, in quarter one, that's probably one of my biggest victories, is I took that website from not having any traffic, not generating any sales, and Q1, we passed $10,000 in sales. So one of my good experiences over the first quarter of the year was exceeding the expectations as a result for taking my website more serious and trying to build and funnel more people through that. But that still creates some unease because you don't know for sure if people are gonna come to your website and purchase something or hire you for consulting. So in Q1, I joined along with my own creator blueprint, which is systems and habits that actually help you build a foundation to being a full-time content creator, to building a content creator business. And through that process, it forces you not only to actively upload, but to also reach out to brands and check your analytics and keep up to date with stuff and create a monthly form of revenue. So alongside me actually participating in that, I got my Instagram, my TikTok, my Facebook all up and running. I got a new manager over that quarter, and we've already started producing brand deals as a result for me taking part of the creator blueprint. So that's one thing I try to do to balance out the idea of trying to drive more revenue to the website, because I didn't want to just take what I was making and streaming on Kick and just say, okay, let me just move it somewhere else and it just be on my website. Because again, you don't necessarily know if it's gonna make sales, especially with digital products. Once one person buys the thing, they don't need to buy it again. There's no restock of inventory, like they own it. And especially for something like the blueprint, because that's something that over time, I have to update. If there is a period of time where the meta completely shifts and platforms don't want you uploading every single day and they punish you for that, I have to update the blueprint as a result of that. So that way I'm not giving people bad advice. So I didn't want to run into the problem of just only relying on the website and just putting a big gamble into the potential of that. I wanted to set myself up to where it's like, okay, website's doing good. YouTube's back up and running now. I'm monetized on TikTok again. I'm making money now on Facebook because I'm monetized over there. Therefore, taking stress off of me as a creator and focusing on a whole bunch of small wins across the board and not putting so much weight in one area, which was the problem in the first place. The biggest issue was I was essentially trading a large amount of money for my time without the structure or reassurance that I owned my brand. That's a huge fucking problem. Okay, time to get a little bit more active. By the way, speaking of active, AI is so insane. I sat down with Claude to get together a meal plan moving forward and a 90-day fitness accountability tracker. That's another thing I want to take serious in Q2 is now that I don't have to spend so much time being live, it's actually kind of a mind fuck, by the way. Like, there's parts of my day where I'm like, I feel like I should be physically doing something because over the last 3 years, I've just built this unhealthy habit again that if I'm not live doing something, I'm not making money, which is one of the dopest things about being a content creator. It's this idea that like right now, my videos can be making ads or somebody could be clicking my website and buying a blueprint or buying merch or booking me for consulting. I left my job in 2015 to have the freedom to monetize and control the hours in my life. And here I was putting myself back in a position in streaming to where I didn't have that anymore. I had to be there. Now I could control the hours, but when you have a family, you only have small windows to where that logically makes sense to do that. Now that I don't have all these hours wrapped up in streaming and I just stream a few hours a week, I have so much freedom and so much time back on my plate to do things. And I'm trying really hard this quarter to replace a lot of those stream hours with health and fitness again. Last year, a group of friends and I locked in on our fitness, and I want to take that more serious this year. I want to try to have some bigger goals and just create more long-term habits to avoid not being consistent with the shit, man. I think that's like the overall theme this year in general, especially coming into Q2, is continuing the habit of building systems, structures, daily routines that help keep me honest and focused and successful across the board. So that way nothing has to slack, because that was always a negative experience for me. I would take like the fitness side serious, but I would overcomplicate and overdo it to the point where business would pull or content creation would pull. And then there would be the years where content creation started to do really well. And I would justify the idea of eating like shit and not working out consistently because I didn't create those daily habits to make them obtainable and easy, and I would stop doing them. So my Twitch would do well, or my Kick did well, but then I gained a whole bunch of fucking weight back because I wasn't working out consistently and I was eating takeout and shitty food all the time. So having the ability to sit down with Claude and put together an entire game plan, like you just hired a fitness coach, absolutely fucking insane. For all my North Carolinians, the fuck is this 50-degree bullshit? What is this? Where did this cold front come from this week? I had like 2 mornings this week where it was like 60 degrees when I went for a walk at like 6:30 a.m. and now it's fucking cold again. Just make up your mind. You're pulling some real Midwest Ohio vibes with the recent fluctuation between hot and cold, snip, snap, snip, snap. Okay, so my overall objective moving forward is I want to start off every day on a 5-minute run. No questions asked, just start off the morning, 5-minute run. Outside of that, I want to do 10,000 steps. I want to follow eating as well, like my eating goal, just whole food, no processed bullshit, and lift as well. Doesn't need to be much. I just like, if I just get an arm workout today, I get an arm workout. If it's just chest, if it's just legs, whatever it is. I don't want to overcomplicate it. That's my goal moving forward for the next 90 days or for Q2 in terms of health. I think just that 5-minute run right when I wake up, I'm trying to get better at running. I got into it a little bit more last year and, knocking off like running a mile unbroken and going for those obstacles. It was super helpful in staying consistent in the weight loss. I was telling the boys the other day, I just want to gamify everything more. So having the Q2 objectives, something to shoot for daily, to where it's like, okay, I've done this one thing. Now it's time for the next thing. Now I better get the 10,000 steps in. Now I better get that lift in. I can get that checked off. And then I better eat right. I better get some good sleep. So I'm trying, man. I'm trying to build the systems and habits to keep everything afloat. All right, so I'm out walking on the trail, and what I'm listening to, I just heard the quote, I don't fear success. I fear being successful at something that doesn't matter. Yeah, that is to a T my entire pivot, my transition over this last year. There were days where I was having insane streams, but the way that I was doing it, the way I was becoming successful at those things, it didn't matter. It didn't provide not only any value to me outside of monetary gain, but any value to the world. That's actually one huge thing that I noticed is after I would be ending these streams on Kick, talking about drama and stupid shit, just basically creating an environment for people to argue. After it was done, I noticed that I wasn't building any real relationships up with my community. I wasn't ending the stream and people were commenting or noting like, wow, this was valuable. It was just creating a toxic environment. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. If people want to go down that path and that's the content you want to provide to the world and the discussions and conversation you want to have, that's great. But for me, that shit doesn't matter. Fast forward at the end of Q1 of the year, I just did a stream yesterday, and all I could think about is the fact that when I ended, so many people were grateful. So many people found value. They were like, man, I'm glad I tuned in today. It's success that actually matters to me. That was lovely. One of the things that I've also been trying to do is get out and about more. Like I got this nice laptop, this new MacBook that does all this crazy shit on the go. And then I just work on it at the fucking house all the time. And I don't have to. Like I mentioned with not streaming so much, I had the freedom and luxury, like that's what I work hard for, to just go and work in a coffee shop for 2 hours at the start of my day and get old T-Rex out and about. So we have been trying to do that more, but today was actually the first day that I went and did that. Got a whole bunch of files organized, which kind of matches the theme of some of my goals for Q2. Had a meeting with the manager to talk about a lot of the potential deals going down this quarter, which again, it just lines more with the general goals and output that I want to do this year. Okay, so let's talk Q2, shall we? So if I was to summarize Q1, it would be chaotic success. While I built systems and really hunkered down into a daily routine and found my vibe, it was still messy. It was honestly a risk. It was a gamble. And what I would like to accomplish in Q2 is solidifying things, cleaning stuff up. For example, today when I was at the coffee shop, I went through and I started organizing my Google Drive, my files and whatnot, and I want to start making a better habit of doing that once a week. It's like the little things. It's the systematically getting ahead on taxes for the year by creating habits now. It's the including health into part of my routine as well, because as I really hunkered down with content and figuring out the website and learning more of what I need to do this last quarter, just trying to figure shit out, the health stuff slacked. So it's incorporating little bits of that. Now, as for goals, one of my more unrealistic goals, not that it's unrealistic, but like I can't control it exactly. Like it's not just a physical response. Like I can make a goal of uploading 100 videos and I can physically do that. But my one goal that I want to chase is I would like to double the profit that I got in Q1 on the website in Q2. I'd like to make twice as much. Not even for the monetary gain, but in the aspect of I'm progressively doing better, I'm gaining more sales, and I'm learning what I can create to be helpful to other people. But as far as actual goals that I can just do, like output goals, I want to do better on the YouTube channel this quarter. I want to take videos more serious. I want to bring you guys behind the scenes and document more. The reason being is I want to force myself to do more this quarter. I want to have a physical drop this quarter, meaning I want to take you guys behind the scenes and actually show you putting together a product and eventually putting it up my site to sell to you guys sometime in the next few months. Alongside that, I want to do a better job in this portion of the year of owning my content more, creating more of this typical standard that you see with stuff. So that way I get people more comfortable into who I am as a content creator. Like how I mentioned before that people say that I seem to be in a flow state. I want to do a better job at that. I want to make sure that on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, the live streams on X, people understand what they're following or subscribing for, what they're supporting. One thing that I did wrong, and I think my biggest regret over the last few years, especially with the transition of Kick, is I lost a lot of that trust in the viewership. Not in terms of like trust of people liking me or respecting me, but in terms of trust of knowing they're showing up for the thing. A lot of content creators don't think about this. And this is something that I really had to acknowledge over the last year or so. It's like, viewers are giving me their time. Like, you guys have your own problems, you have your own bills, you have your own struggles in life that you're dealing with. And it should be my job to entertain you guys, to show up and bring you into my world, to encourage you to go after things, but also to like be able to fucking disconnect from reality a little bit. And I want to continuously set the trend over this next few months to do that. I want to match that tone. I want to give that energy. I want people to know, okay, I get it. This is what he does. Now that I've gotten myself out of this identity crisis, like I need to lean into it, and I need to build a stronger relationship with that. So essentially, quarter one was like, fuck it, let's do it. Let's figure this shit out. Quarter two, it needs to be more intentional. Like, hey, it's actually working. I'm excited. Let's celebrate a little bit, but also let's not lose sight on why things are working, what is working, and what to repeat what is working, so that way I can continue to hopefully entertain and push other people to go after their shit. Like I said before, at the end of the day, that is the ultimate goal from this shit. I started this channel on this idea that I'm trying to be a better person. I want to document these things, and I want to encourage other people to change their lives a little bit and go after things that they want to. Fuck man, if there's one thing I've learned over the last few years, it's you get one life, it goes so quick. I was just talking to Megan today on our anniversary about how this year I am twice the age now of graduating high school, meaning all those years of going to elementary, middle school, high school, be like, oh my God, this timeline of my life has gone by so slow. I've lived that over again. 18 years has doubled for me. It goes by like that, dude. And it sucks when you get in these windows where you know you're not being the best version of yourself. I think that's why I was truly unhappy over these last few years. I was making a lot of money. I was able to go to these places, but there was just like a part of me that was missing. And I really believe it was a part of me that knows that I could be doing better, that I can be doing more, that I can be providing more back to the world and other people. My objective from these videos is to encourage you guys to do the same. The photographers watching this that you don't understand how much you inspire others, the small business owners, the moms and dads, the workshop enthusiasts, you guys have no idea how just putting yourself out there and you sharing your journey and going after your shit, you can help push other people around you or people that you don't even know to do that for themselves. How stupid of me would it be to preach that and expect that of other people and not actually demonstrate that? All right, I gotta get going. We gotta go to the park, and the kid's gonna kill me if I take any longer. That's all I got for you guys today. I'm out, peace, deuces.